Hey, friend, if you have ever spent your kids' nap time filming a reel or rewriting the same caption about 6 different times, or maybe finally posting it only to get 7 likes and a few promote this comments, you are not alone. I've totally been there. I feel like everyone has totally been there. And today I want to talk about why your content might not be converting, even if you're showing up, even if you're following trends, and even if you're being consistent. Because moms, we are doing the absolute most all of the freaking time, usually with a baby or a toddler on our hip, with dinner that may or may not be burning, and kids may or may not refuse to eat it, even if it's perfectly fine. And then there's a Google Doc open and about 17 other tabs in the background. And you deserve more than content that goes nowhere. You deserve results. You deserve sales. You deserve to get your time back so you can finally read that book that's been sitting on your nightstand since spring. So, today we are going to talk about why Instagram content isn't working for a lot of small business owners and mompreneurs and what kind of content strategy actually leads to sales. Welcome to Mompreneur Mastery, where we build businesses, raise families, and skip the hustle that doesn't actually help. I'm Sydney O'Brien, certified Instagram strategist, mom of 3, and your no-fluff guide to making more sales with content that's strategic, simple, and you can actually make in the small mom cracks of your day. Because Instagram shouldn't feel like a full-time job you're not getting paid for. If you're ready to stop posting just to stay visible and start sharing content that actually converts to sales and gets you clients, you're in the right place. So, in case you haven't heard, Instagram is pretty dynamic. These content advice and strategy advice you would get a couple years ago or even like a year ago is completely different than what works now. When I started, it was all just post consistently, have your content pillars, post on those, and pretty soon you'll get some clients. No, it doesn't work that way anymore. I am very sorry to tell you because it was a lot easier. So, number one, if it feels harder now, that's because it is. It's not just you. It's nothing wrong with you. It's just, it takes longer. In general, we need more touch points with leads before they convert into buyers or clients. And that is because of a lot of different reasons. There's been changes to the economy. There's been an overabundance of marketing and all fronts where we're just constantly inundated with ads and marketing everywhere we look. So there's a lot of reasons for that. But if you're spending your very limited pockets of time filming trending reels and writing cute captions and wondering why no one is buying, I really want you to know that it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because never it's because no one ever showed you how to make the plan that supports your business, not the algorithm, not a random trending sound, your offer, your people, and do it in a way that fits your life. We are very much in a day and age, and I am 110% in this boat too. So I don't want this to come off as I'm speaking down to anyone who does this because it's across the freaking board here. We want easy answers for quick wins and quick results. We do. So we will hop on those trending reels. We will try those plug and play templates trying to get the results we want because we are super limited on time, especially moms who are, usually the primary caregiver of their kids, who are also, just statistically speaking, the ones running the majority of their household, handling doctor's appointments and, school registration forms and everything that comes with that. It is a lot. So wanting the easy win is never ever a bad thing. I swear, the most things I do, I try to do find this balance of minimum effort, maximum result. I kind of live my life by that, to be honest. I don't want to put in too much effort to get a result that I could have gotten with less time? And that's how I approach my business. And that's why I want to teach you how you can do that as well when it comes to Instagram, because Instagram can be a really powerful tool for your business because you get to show so much of your personality and connect to so many people. But it can also be a huge time suck because that is just how social media is, right? the people that own it want to make money off of it, so they show you content that sucks you in and keeps you doom scrolling forever and ever and ever, so they get more money off of ads. But if you're spending the time on Instagram, I want you to be able to get those results as well. Your time is way too valuable to not do that, honestly. So I recently had a client tell me I did not even realize how much stress I had around Instagram content until it was gone. And that's the thing, because when you don't have a real plan, when you're just constantly guessing and hopping on real trends and, hoping, crossing your fingers and your toes that you're going to get sales, it feels like a part-time job you're not getting paid for. And it does end up being a waste. And again, no one wants that. We're not here for that. You've got bills, you've got babies, you've got a brain that is already in a million places at once. So let's not add content chaos to that mix. So instead of hopping on random trend reels that some Instagram influencer with a huge team behind them is promising is going to make you go viral or break you out of 200 or 300 view reel jail, what if we built a plan around what you actually sell, what your specific audience needs to hear, and what actually fits in the 2.5 hours you get a week where no one is yelling, "Mom," while you're in the bathroom? Okay. That is what I do in my one-to-one content strategy intensives. But even if you never work with me, I want you to know that you do not have to do more. You just need a plan to do what works, because no one is going to see one post and be like, yes, I want this thing. All of the research shows that people need more touch points, more trust, more connection before they actually commit to buying something. So you need to have your offer in mind, okay? And you need to have this content plan where it initially attracts the right people who are interested in your offer. And then once you have that, you want to start creating conversation with them, and you want to start creating that connection with them, and you want to start building your trust with them so they believe you and your brand and your offer are the thing that will help them. And then, and only then, should you be inviting them to buy, not pitching, an invitation. People are so inundated with marketing all the time. Hard pitches don't do as well. And it also just feels sleazy, like those "hey girl" messages. No, we're not doing that. We're all about sales that feel good through connection and trust. And that is how you do it. You have to have a content plan that goes from one step to the next to guide the right people to the right offers. And that does not happen from hopping on random trends endlessly without a plan, just hoping this is the one that gets you some followers or some likes or maybe a sale. Unfortunately, it just doesn't work that way. But I was actually recently talking with a client, and she was telling me she had tried it all. She's been a business owner for several years now. She's tried the plug and play templates. She's tried hopping on all of those, those reels that are like, use this visual hook to blow up your views. And the next time you share a reel, use this trending audio before it blows up. All of those things. She had done them all. And after 1 hour together, she had a mapped out plan for the next 6 weeks of her content, not just Instagram content, but we talked about how her Instagram would support her blog and her email marketing as well. So it sounded like her. It was messaging that would resonate with her specific audience. Because if you're not talking to your super specific ideal client, your words are just going to be lost in the digital void, which would really suck. And she got 2 new clients within a couple weeks. And this isn't because she suddenly had more time or found the right trending reel that finally went viral. It's because she finally had a strategy that led to sales. I do not want you burning out trying to make Instagram work, because there are so many other things you could be doing with your time. And I know you know it too. I want you posting with purpose. I want you making sales to support your family and, that wish list you have on Amazon. And I want you to use that saved time to go get your nails done, go on a solo Target run, finally get, a babysitter so you can have a date night that you so desperately deserve, or finally get that book off of your TBR and onto your Kindle. You do so much already. I want to make sure your content is pulling its weight too, so you can do and have even more. So as we lead up to the end of summer, I know, so sad, before like the back to school chaos hits, I'm running one-on-one content strategy intensives where we sit down, we have a video call, we map out what your content will look like for the next 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what we get done in an hour. And I send you the plan. I send you a full plan. You get the recording, you get a whole bunch of notes and advice and a guide. And you get your content mapped out in a way that actually leads to sales. So you know what to post and when and what to talk about in your post to attract the right buyers, to nurture them, to build the trust, to convert them into buyers and clients. The link is in the show notes. It's only $197. And most people that I have worked with said it saves them about 2 hours a week on content. So if you can imagine what you pay yourself per hour, how much money you will save having saved 2 hours a week, every week on content, plus making more money from having a plan that actually leads to sales. So if that's something you're interested in, head to the show notes and grab one of the spots I have available for the content strategy intensive. And if that's not something you're able to do right now, I still want you to sit down and think about the messaging for your offer and think about how you can start with attracting the people that would just be perfect for whatever it is you want to sell. Think about how you can build engagement around those topics and then guide them through the rest of that buyer journey where they're connecting with you and your brand, where you're building that trust, and then inviting them to join or buy, depending on what it is you're selling. Your time is too valuable to waste to just be constantly hopping on trends without a plan. Make sure you have a marketing plan before you start posting. Otherwise, it's just going to be a waste of your time. And I know we'd all much rather spend that time doing something a little bit more fun than Instagram or work. If that's something you need help doing, as always, you can check out my 5-day Plan It Post It Profit Challenge, which is also in the show notes. It's a free 5-day challenge where you plan a month of content in 5 days that leads to sales, but it'll give you a lot more information. But if you want it done one-on-one, where we work together with a super specific offer and I help you come up with the post ideas, definitely check out the content strategy intensive link in the show notes. As always, thank you so much for listening. I hope that you have a great rest of your week and you don't melt in this summer heat and humidity. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on Mompreneur Mastery. If this episode gave you more clarity or a little boost of confidence, I would love for you to follow the show, leave a review, or share it with a fellow mom building her business on her own terms. And hey, if something really clicked, DM me on Instagram. I am at socially.yours.strategist and tell me the one thing you're doing differently after listening. I love hearing what is landing for you. Until next time, here is to less stress, more sales, and a business that actually fits your life.